All right. We had to make a correction. I jumped the gun on the score. Jumped the gun a little bit on the score, but it was corrected. You could see it on the thumbnail. It was corrected, so it was definitely not 21-10. That's my bad. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Who cares? Who cares? I don't give a damn about the score. I don't give a shit. They beat A&M. The streak comes to an end. That's what matters. Let's not get caught up on who gets the score right, who gets it wrong. The streak comes to an end. Trey Williams played like a monster tonight. This evening, what a game. Impressive. Absolutely huge win. Do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that amazing stuff. I can't believe. I'm going to be real. When KJ Jefferson went down, it was I thought for sure that was it. Wills seemed like they might be falling off a little bit. Malik Hornsby, who had a couple of good moments, but you kind of wondered what they were going to do through the air, how they're going to move the ball vertically, if they would be able to do it. And he did have one nice throw out of the pocket, but what a game, man. What a game. Cut Kern immediately. Kern with 2 drops tonight. I swear to God, Arkansas's got to lead the country in drop passes. I have never seen so many drop balls before in my life. I haven't seen it. Mr. T-Dub with the super chat already out the gate. Yes, sir. Super chat this man. Y'all appreciate that, Mr. T-Dub. William Watkins, woo freaking pig. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. I appreciate it. Gig 'em down, says Alex Henderson. The winning streak is over. I said Friday, Arkansas should be A&M should have been the underdog. A&M was the underdog. That's who the underdog was in this game. I felt like Arkansas they're just the better team. They passed the eye test. I tell people this. Look, we could talk about who they played, but Arkansas clearly, Texas looks like they're better than we thought. Did you see what they did today to Texas Tech? Like, has anyone checked on Texas Tech? Like, do they still exist? Like, clearly Arkansas, legit. They passed the eye test. A&M definitely started to clog up the north-south run game a little bit, and I got a little bit concerned. And then KJ goes down, and boy, it could have gotten ugly quick. It could have, and it didn't. The defense kept you in it. Trey Williams just continues to be a man. Just complete. What a game by the defense, by the entire defense. A little curious why, there's some things that happened in the game. I'm not so sure why certain players were in. We saw a couple changes here and there. We saw them switch out some DBs. We didn't see a whole lot of Catalan tonight. I don't know if that was just by design by Jimbo Fisher, who wanted to avoid that side of the field. How about that pick by Monteric Brown? And yeah, we saw Hudson Clark tonight. I don't know. I don't have any updates. I don't know why he was out there over Ladarius Bishop. I don't know if they were concerned about Ladarius. I don't know. What I do know is that was it ended how the score is close to what some of you picked. I think I was 27-20. I have no doubt had KJ Jefferson been fully 100% good to go in the first half, or in the second half, had he been healthy, there's no doubt in my mind they would have scored 30-plus on Texas A&M. You look at the first half numbers, Arkansas averaged north of 11 yards per play. In the second half, it was sub, 3.5 yards per play. I mean, look at the scoreboard. A&M, sure, they made some adjustments. We know they've got a sound coaching staff. But you saw what happened when KJ came back in. 2 really good runs on a bum leg. Burks went out with an injury, and when that happened, if I remember right, if I saw that right, was on that designed receiver throw. He had the ball in his hands. He was going to throw it. Instead, he decided to tuck the ball and take off and run. If you go back and watch, I didn't get a chance to replay it, but it looked to me like when he stretched out forward, maybe his leg got pulled. Maybe, I don't know. It wasn't a stinger situation. It wasn't a cramp. least I don't think so. I mean, maybe it was. We'll have to pay attention to the Sam Pittman's postgame if he even bothers to talk about it. We know how he is with injuries. I think, too, the question coming out of this is, what did you sacrifice to win this game? You know, what's going on with Ladarius Bishop? Again, why was Hudson playing at corner? What's going on with KJ Jefferson? Look, I mean, he looked fine. I mean, obviously the staff felt he was good enough to go out and run the ball more, but what's going on with Treylon Burks? But other than that, I think they're in okay shape. Treylon Burks, I saw him there at the end of the game, or towards the end of the game. He was on the sidelines, fully dressed, good to go. And from what I understand, a friend of mine texted me and said he wants to go back in. He wants to go back in and play. Oh, my gosh, what a game. The streak is over. It's over. I am still feeling damn good about my 8-4 prediction on the year. Did not, at the beginning of the year, pick to win this game. Remember, I said it was a coin flip to A&M, but then last Friday, I told you guys I felt like A&M was the underdog. It just tells you how much, oh my gosh, Sam Pittman. What a job this guy's done. Barry Odom, Kendall Briles, who, we'll get to that in a minute, but, going down the stats, but Kendall Briles called, I think, 50-50. I think 50% of the time he called a pretty damn good game. And then Malik Hornsby comes in, and they just had no trust in that guy to throw the ball. Clemson just lost to NC State. Holy cow. I saw that they were struggling. Arkansas's 4-0. What's Arkansas going to be ranked now? I say number 10, says Michael Kopesky. Burks was running and jumping, celebrating at the end. No, I didn't see that. I'll have to take your word for it. I don't think you're a liar, Ryan. I think you're I believe that because I saw him on the sidelines in his still in full pads. Now I heard he needed help getting to the locker room. He had a couple players help him off to the locker room. I did get scores pulled up here really quick. In my opinion, this is the biggest win of the season. I know Texas is that old school rivalry and all that, but in terms of meaningful wins, you went from Texas being Sam Pittman's biggest game of his career to A&M being the biggest game of his career, and now you just started. You're at the tipping point of the gauntlet here. Yeah, NC State beat Clemson 27-21. Unreal. This year's wild. It's wild. I mean, you had a number of teams struggling against some pretty bad teams. Auburn struggled against Georgia State. They only won that one by 10, 34-24. Ooh, we got West Virginia, Oklahoma tonight. That'll be interesting to watch. I mean, Oklahoma should win that one, but that might be a pretty good game. Going down the list here again, Arkansas obviously with. Don't call it an upset. I'm sorry. That who was supposed to won that game in my opinion. Florida's on top of Tennessee in the first quarter, 7-0. Michigan State and Nebraska's going at it. Oklahoma State and Kansas State are going at it right now. Again, Auburn beat Georgia State 34-24. Georgia beat Vanderbilt today 62-0. Iowa struggled with Colorado State, who walked into this game at 1-2. Okay, we're not talking about 3-0. I know it gives you a little bit of PTSD thinking about Colorado State, but they barely won that one, 24-14. Penn State beat Villanova 38-17. Again, NC State on top of Clemson, 27-21. Wisconsin got just destroyed today by Notre Dame, 41-13. Baylor beat Iowa State. Now Baylor improves to 4-0. Iowa State, who at the time that's another team whose hype I never bought into. I like their head coach. I like what they're doing over there, but they're not a program that can keep up at that pace, and especially in that crap-tastic conference known as the Big 12. That conference is hot, flaming hot garbage. But Baylor's now 4-0, 31-29 over them. Coastal Carolina, 53-3, and Michigan squeaked by the Rutgers by 7. Both teams were undefeated in that game, by the way, but Michigan comes out 20-13. Alabama takes on Southern Miss tonight. Other than that, not looking like too many great games. Arizona, who's 0-3, taking on Oregon. UNLV and Fresno State. Fresno State won that game. They're 22. They're 22nd in the country. I forgot they got ranked 38-30 there. Fantastic game by Arkansas. I mean, there's no holy cow. I don't even know where to start, man. You talk about a roller coaster ride. You talk about a roller coaster ride in this game. Clearly, Arkansas just on a different level in the first half. A&M got punched in the mouth, couldn't really respond. They did something not too surprising because you had a feeling, I'm sure Kendall Briles knew this, they're going to sell out for the run. They're going to try and stop and eliminate Arkansas's ability to get the north-south run game going. Instead, they open things up and they throw the football up and down the field. All right, we got to give some shout-outs to the we didn't roll the credits for the sponsors. I apologize. I jumped the gun. We need to give them a shout-out to the sponsors. Of course, really, really happy that they are on board. Direct Service Overhead, who operate out of Central Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas. They will replace and or repair your garage door. You could visit their website for any other questions. That link is located for you down below in the description box. And, of course, Stated Apparel. I'm waiting on my shirt. These guys operate out of Bryant. They're sending me some shirts, and I can't wait to wear them. They're the softest shirts that you'll find anywhere. And you can check out their entire inventory at their website. A link is provided. I think the one in our description box is not. I'll get you guys another link. But if you're in our Discord, their link is available. If you use the all caps Tie Rocks on their website, you'll get an additional 10% off. These guys sell some pretty big brands, Native and Southern March clothing brands. They sell both of those. Actually, I think that let's hang on a second. Let's cut. I have to step away for just a second. My wife is actually down in Florida. Something is happening in my living room right now, so I'm going to go AFK for just a second. I'm going to roll the ads really quick. Bear with me. For those of you who are watching this after the fact, I'm gonna roll these think of them as just commercials. I'll be right back. I got to figure out what's going on in the living room. We'll be back to finish this thing up. We're gonna go over the stat sheet and kind of finish this thing out. Figure out what we just witnessed. What a game! 9 straight done. No 10 straight for A&M, baby. It's done. We're going to start a new streak. How about that? How about we start a new streak? Remember, Arkansas won 3 straight going into that. Why don't we get back to something like that? Let's do that. Do me a favor again. Mr. T-Dub with another super chat. Over 230 watch and 43 likes. Come on, y'all. Diamond cutter the like button, he says. All right, I'll be right back. I got to figure out. My kids are in there screaming. I'll be right back. So, Woo Pig, don't go anywhere.
At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need-of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right. Okay. The joys of doing this from the house. Okay. All right. We have some A&M fans in chat. Oh no. We have some A&M fans. That's fine. You know, we're nice to them until they mouth, right? And then when they start getting a little mouthy, you guys, you let them know what's up, right? Be nice to everyone. Remember, there are other SEC fans in the chat, and that's cool. We're cool with them. Hawk fans aren't all just we're not all lunatics. Not all of us, right? What? Says Glenn, I don't know what you're referring to. We own the state of Texas. That is exactly right. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get this pulled up here. Trying to two-screen it here. A&M, yeah, who have they beaten? Colorado. They haven't beaten anybody. Now, I know this was tough in terms of when you talk about the sloppiness of this game. I'm not sure. I thought that Rice game was sloppy. Guys, I mean, let's be real. This one was just as sloppy, if not worse. Going down the numbers here really quick. Arkansas hit with 10 penalties for 65 yards. 11 for A&M for 75. Of course, they had the only turnover in the game. Not a good – in terms of penalties, just sloppy. Third down efficiency, both teams struggled. Calzada struggled on third down a little bit. They did as an offense. 4 out of 14 for A&M. They were 0 for 1 on fourth down. They had a grand total of 272 yards of offense. Not so great. Calzada is just not it. I mean, and I know A&M fans know that. And I'm not going to lie. Your starter at the beginning of the year wasn't much better. I find that interesting that, like, that's their excuse. But it's like, yeah, but your guy, we saw what he could do a little bit, and we weren't very impressed with him either. But he does make a difference. And remember this, they did not announce their starter until the final week of their fall camp, or I think it was either fall camp or the end of fall camp or going into install week for week 1. I mean, this was a quarterback battle. This is really, I don't know that there is a little bit of a drop-off in terms of athleticism by their starting quarterback compared to Calzada, but not in terms of throwing. Calzada is the guy with the arm. This is the guy that's supposed to stretch the defense out. Couldn't do it, man. I mean, he just struggled. And what's crazy is Arkansas managed to get pressure on a somewhat consistent basis by only bringing 3. I said it at the beginning of the Texas game. We talked about it this game. You have an opportunity here to take advantage of a banged-up, not-so-great, very vanilla pass-blocking offensive line. They did it against Texas, and they did it again against A&M, man. I mean, I'll own it. They're better. I still don't think they're like I don't think they're like the best pass rushing defense in the SEC, but they have improved so much. We said that too. We all talked about that coming out of fall camp. I made that comment multiple times. They're going to be better. They're going to be more consistent. The question is how much more consistent? Do they continue to play well against the run? And they did for the most part. I mean, they did a pretty good job. Spiller had 95 yards on just 12 carries with a touchdown. You take away that one long run, that's going to happen. And you saw the way that defense responded to. I mean, I'm just so impressed with the way they played. Again, they had 151 yards through the air. Calzada was 20 of 36. Yards per pass, 4.2 yards. Compare that to Arkansas's 13. They had 121 yards on the ground. They did go north of 5 yards a carry at 5.3. Again, they had the 11 penalties. Arkansas on third down, 3 for 13. They were also 0 for 1. You go back to that third down. I said it in Discord, and I stand by it. Now, again, I didn't see the whole, I haven't gone back and replayed that down. So I don't know if that was a design run to Treylon Smith or if that was an RPO and the decision was to give Treylon. To me, it looked by design. I'm not saying that it was, but it looked by design to me. Why would you give it to Treylon Smith? Why do you give it to someone who's about 175 pounds? Why not either KJ keep that ball or give it to Raheem Sanders or just do something different? Maybe Dominic Johnson. Just do something a little different. I stand by, you look at their third down efficiency on the year, it's not good. Now, fourth down efficiency is what it is. The good news is you're not having to go for it on fourth down. If you see 4, 5, 6 fourth down attempts in a game, you've got some issues on offense. Fortunately, that's not the problem. And again, I think the offense just runs so much better when you've got the quarterback who the offense, the veer and shoot, is built for. And that's those dual threat. It's those guys that can run the RPO effectively and, can also throw the ball effectively out of the pocket. And Malik Hornsby's got a lot to grow on, man. This was a hell of an experience for him. He got the opportunity to go out there in crunch time when everything's on the line, when A&M's picked up momentum. All of a sudden, things are kind of going in their way, and you had Malik Hornsby come out. That's experience you can't – there's no other substitute for that kind of experience that he just got in this game. So good for Malik Hornsby. I think overall did what you wanted him to do. I'll admit again that some of the play calling with him while he was back at quarterback, some of the play calling was a little bizarre. They just continued to want to press the issue, north-south running. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that they just didn't trust Malik Hornsby to throw the ball. I think they wanted to get him settled in. I kind of wished maybe drop some screens. Drop a tunnel or smoke screen, just get him comfortable. That's kind of what I thought they would do with him, and instead they just wanted to push the issue by running the ball. I was going to take a Discord question, but I'm not seeing any. Reading some comments on our Discord. Auburn gets lucky and they win. Okay, I didn't. So they did end up winning. $5 super chat from Will again. Ty streams are the best. Like the video. I appreciate that, man. I love Tyzilla. Oh, you guys. Wow, chat is blowing up. That's hard to keep up with. Williams is a problem, says somebody. Kalen Hitchens. I feel like an old man. I'm like trying to read chat. What are they saying there? What did he say? Did he say the S word? What's chat saying? OU 63, Texas 17. A wheel route to running back would have helped Hornsby. Anything to get him settled in. Anything to get that guy settled in. Who's your MVP? Well, I don't have his stats up in front of me because ESPN takes forever to give you defensive stats. But Trey Williams, watching that game, I can't wait to watch the replay. Trey Williams just flat out. Oh, and by the way, the guy that was blocking him is an All-American, All-Conference offensive lineman. He got smoked. Ridgeway in the first half, you go watch him up against that true freshman center, Bryce Foster. He blew that guy out of the water. Now, as the game went on, they figured out how to kind of slow Ridgeway down a little bit. It worked. It was effective. Ridgeway, it seems like you get bursts of good moments. Like you get a solid quarter out of him, and maybe he'll come back in the third quarter. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll get 3 quarters worth of play, and they rotate a little bit, so that also matters. But he's also, you talk about someone that size, you cannot expect them to dominate every single down. They have a job to do, and they go out and they execute. He's got to draw double teams, clog gaps. That's what he does. Bumper Pool also played his ass off. Bumper Pool was phenomenal. A little bit, I think something else I kind of want to see them get corrected is they're over pursuing the ball in the backfield. They did miss at least a sack tonight. We saw them in another play when I think it was in the opening quarter when Calzada scrambled on 3rd down and 9 or something, and he scrambled and he got the first down. It looked like, I think it was Morgan and Poole who were coming to take his head off. Maybe it was Hayden Henry. It looked to me like they didn't want to get called for targeting. So instead, they wanted to bring him down maybe just by tackling him from maybe somewhere in the torso vicinity and not going for a clean just smack. They didn't want to get called for targeting, so they let up, and they kind of, in doing so, they over pursued the quarterback. It's like they knew a first down was coming, so they just kind of let it happen. But they did over pursue at least once or twice in the backfield. But the defensive line, Trey Williams, man, even while getting held, is a problem. You have to get a tight end on him. You have to have 2 guys dealing with him, and that's something Arkansas hasn't had in for how long? When was the last time they had a defensive lineman? I have it in my notes. I have it in my notes. They need someone that's a problem. They need a pass rusher that's difficult to deal with. And they haven't had that. It's been a long time. And maybe he's that guy. He certainly has looked the part. Ridgeway, again, has shown signs. Nichols has done a really good job of clogging up gaps. Just ignore them and they'll go away. I don't know who the A&M fans are. Who are the A&M fans? Listen, there's nothing wrong. We enjoy opposing fans in chat. We always do. You just know if you if you start causing problems, you're in a Razorback live stream. So just keep that in mind. Texas boy, oh, that's what it is. Texas is 3-1. Who cares? Arkansas smoked you. Like, who cares? The Hogs own your state. Baseball and now football. I'm sure we'll do it in basketball too. Get you some. Living the dream. We want the meatloaf. Ma. Oh God, they're eating that meatloaf down in Texas. They're owning that state. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. I'm on cloud 9. I don't know about you guys. I probably gonna smoke a very fine cigar here in a little bit. Definitely not in the house, just in case my wife is watching this stream down in Florida. I will not be smoking that inside the house. All right, going to the individual numbers here. Calzada, 20 of 36, like we mentioned, 151 yards with the pick, no touchdowns. Isaiah Spiller, outside of that long run, they did a pretty good job of containing that guy. But then again, he only had the ball in his hands about 17 times. He caught the ball 5 times. They did a really good job, I think, for the most part, containing their run game. They did get north of 5 yards per carry. That's the best any opposing offense has been able to do this year. But I think you could again, you got to give it up to that 67-yarder. Devon Kane was he had at least a decent run of 8 yards, 5 carries, 24 yards from the line of scrimmage. Calzada tried to take off. Well, he ended up scrambling a few times. He only ended up with 2 yards. Aeneas Smith, who did end up playing, despite being in concussion protocol. I don't ever recall a player being in concussion protocol for an entire week and then playing that Saturday. I don't know. If I'm Aeneas Smith's family, I'm probably asking Jimbo, like, why did you play him? Typically, that is the case. At least that's what I've seen, but they played him. And they contained him. 2 catches, 35 yards. Jalen Preston, 3 catches, 33 yards. Isaiah Spiller, we talked about him getting those 5 grabs, 26 yards. And then Jalen Whittemire, the conference's best. And I do think Whittemire is probably one of the top tight ends in this conference. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a quarterback. If it's their starter or even if it's this guy, they don't have a quarterback good enough to give him the ball enough. But he did have a catch for 18 yards. I was a little surprised. Whittemire was targeted, I think I counted 4 or 5 times. But he ended up with only 1 catch for 18 yards. Arkansas, KJ Jefferson, 7 completions, 212 yards on 7 completions. Are you kidding me? On 15 attempts. That's 14 yards per completion. Warren Thompson, did you guys see that? A trick play that actually worked. Are you kidding me? 27 yards. Malik Hornsby was 1 for 3 for 7 yards. Traylon Smith, I'm glad he got the majority of the carries, but was a little surprised he got the majority of the carries. 17 carries, 82 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. KJ Jefferson only carried the ball 8 times, but he did that. I think he had 5 of those carries alone in the first half. Again, you take him out of the game, you see the difference. Raheem Sanders, 6 carries, 27 yards. Dominic Johnson, a little surprised, especially after last week and working with the twos, getting reps with the twos during the week, getting ready for A&M. Really thought he was going to get more carries, but ends up with 6 carries for 19 yards. His first game that he didn't score. By the way, 4 games in a row, Arkansas has shut out an opponent in the opening quarter, and they shut. What did I say? What did I say about starting and finishing? It's how you start and it's how you finish in this game. All of A&M's points happened in the second and third quarter. Arkansas pitched a shutout in the opening quarter and in the final quarter. Now, I didn't imagine it being this being the reason why. I didn't think it would be because Malik Hornsby had to come in. But, hey, if there's a dartboard, at least I'm getting close. I'm getting close to the center there. Treylon Burks, 6 catches, 167 yards with an 85-yarder. A.J. Green, did you see? Oh, my God, that run for 48 was so impressive. They thought he was down. They pushed him, and all they did was they gave him leverage and momentum, and he just turned around and shut off that track speed. 48 yards. Tyson Morris with a nice 21-yard grab, and Warren Thompson had a catch for 10 yards. That was a big grab by Warren as well. Arkansas did put the ball on the ground, but luckily they were able to recover it. Monteric Brown had the INT. I'm going to refresh this. Sometimes you luck out and they give you the defensive stats. Nope, we're not getting them. So we'll have to wait till Monday's show to go over the defensive stat. Do me a favor, guys. Just get the likes. Come on now. Let's pile drive that like button. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Woo Pig Suey. They own the state of Texas, and it feels so good. KJ will be okay for Georgia. I think he's going to be all right because he went out there and played, and you saw him on, even if it was a not-so-great leg, you saw he still had the power. It's coming from his legs, man. To all Rice fans, Texas Longhorn fans, and Texas A&M fans, this I can't clear that one, Julius. You're out here giving the suicide hotline number. I don't want to have my chat muted by YouTube. Oh, you guys are something else. I feel like we're forgetting something here. Oh, Discord link. I know I thought someone had said something about the Discord link. Let me get you guys that Discord. You guys are out here getting me in trouble. I don't want to lose my chat now. YouTube has done that. I've seen them do that to people. They just take the chat entirely away. There's a Discord if you guys want to join. That's the Pig Trail Network Discord. Shout out to Patreon supporters. Golly, we're coming up on 20 people on that Patreon list. That's incredible. That is awesome. 137 likes. There you go. Keep them coming. Oh, my goodness. What are you guys doing tonight after this one? Who's your MVP? I want to know. Hogs win. 4-0. It feels right, you know. It feels right. I don't know why someone in my DMs, why did Hudson Clark play? I don't know. I have no idea. I still think KJ reminds me of Steve McNair. That is a really good comparison. McNair was 6'3", 240. At one point in his career, he was like 240. Had a strong arm, could take off and run. Trey Williams, MVP. There you go. Hey, Ty, I'm ecstatic. Trey Williams was a beast, as Mrs. Grolove. Tell me about it. Wasn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome to have a defensive lineman just come in and take things over like that? That was good. Now, there were times Calzada had kind of a clean pocket. It wasn't complete one through 4 quarters of defensive line ownage, but it was nice. It was pretty consistent. Trey Williams is a monster. Holy cow. Ty, I'm glad Trey came here from Mizzou. Tell me about it. I know. Isn't it wonderful? Happy tears here, Ty. Oh, man. I know. 9 years. I was thinking about it. I had no kids. The last time Arkansas beat Texas A&M in that game. Grant Morgan played his ass off today. Shout out to Williams for the pressures after his cramps. Yeah, I remember he got a little dinged up there early in the game. Arkansas the type to lose to LSU. All right. Meanwhile, you play in a shit conference that nobody cares about. Who cares what are you going to beat Baylor? No one cares. Nobody cares about your awful conference and who you play. Meanwhile, we play in a man's conference, son. You're in for a rude awakening. Well, actually, you already got a piece of it. Oh, I love it. I love that you're here so we can, look, there's nothing wrong with a little trash talk here and there. Nothing wrong with it. I love it. Big 12 going to fall apart very soon. Hell, they already have. They're not even respectable with OU in Texas. They're not. Ridgeback, says Lucas Patty. I guess she's talking about her MVP of the game. All we have to do, bet money Arkansas's not beating Georgia and Bama. Could Texas beat either of those? No. I can't. Some of the comments. I can't clear some of these comments, you guys. Oh my goodness! I said we'd win 44-16. Bring on Georgia! Bring on Georgia! Razorbacks are for real. 4-0 is definitely. It feels good. Bet money Texas changes their mind and joins the Sun Belt. Maybe they need to apply to the pack. I don't know. Jenna Mayes, they just apologized for their Hawes fall to Texas A&M. The banner in the news story. Don't apologize for it. It was funny. I'm not sure that it went the way they thought it was going to, but haters gonna hate. Must suck to suck. I'm telling you. Telling you something. So Arkansas begins their gauntlet. All right, at Georgia, at Ole Miss. You're gonna host Auburn. Auburn looked a little shaky today, and then you got UAPB, Mississippi State, at LSU, at Bama, and Mizzou. You've got a couple tough games left. Georgia is going to be an interesting breakdown. Now I know they did some damage today. They looked far better on offense today. Even though it was Vanderbilt, they put up 62. And before that, they hung 40 on South Carolina and 56 on UAB. But you go back to Clemson. How good is Clemson? Like, that's their only legit win. I'm not sitting here telling you that I'm picking Arkansas right now to win this game. It's down. It's in Athens. It's going to be a tough game. No doubt about it. I wonder if it's going to be the blowout that people are already going to say that it's going to be. And by the way, I don't think the media says it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be fans. I don't think it's going to be that way. It just also depends on how healthy. I think we should be ranked above Penn State at number 6. What say you? I don't know. I'm excited to see where they rank them, though. I'm excited. Texas could have had Vince Young that night. We was going to win. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yep. Clemson lost today. They did. You had several top 20. You had several top 25 teams look pretty shaky. And we went over those scores. I was going to see if we had any updates on anybody. UCLA is on top of Stanford, 21-7. I don't remember who I picked in that game. Tennessee's going next. I mean, they're tied up almost. Or they're down 10-7. I had to refresh there. It's 10-7. Nebraska's trailing Michigan State, who's number 20. But if Tennessee gives Florida a ball game and this thing goes down to the wire, does Florida drop back a little bit? And does Arkansas move in front of them if they struggle with Tennessee? Oklahoma State's beating up on Kansas State, 21-10. Alabama's on top of Southern Miss, 14-0. West Virginia and Oklahoma just kicked off. All right, we should be ranked. We should be ranked above Clemson. Yeah, we're gonna see how this day, how the day finishes up. But there's certainly going to be some movement in front of Arkansas and behind Arkansas. But you feel pretty good. You feel pretty good. Texas tears are flowing today. You got to love it. Did you see Herb Street was the only one to pick the Hogs to win? I saw that he picked, so he was the only one to pick the Hogs. Oh, you love it. You love it. They just need to keep picking against Arkansas. That's what they need to do. I'm getting genuine amusement out of Texas boy. Turn that damn jukebox on. All right. Did I hear Arkansas owns Texas? Yeah. You heard that correctly. So, again, if Arkansas's good to go, fully healthy, if Treylon Burks, if it was a little bit of an overreaction and he's good to go this week, we're going to have a ball game down in Athens. But Georgia's offense, I think, is definitely better than the way they started. That's for sure. They didn't look so hot against Clemson, but I mean, we don't even really know much about Clemson. What we do know is they're not ranked in the top 5. We know that. Yeah, why isn't the Clemson game pulling up? Yeah, they dropped to NC State 27-21. Clemson now 2-2. Yeah, Arkansas should definitely be ahead of Clemson for sure. I'm a little bit surprised by that Notre Dame-Wisconsin score, 41-13. Oh, boy, Notre Dame's for real until they play an SEC opponent. If we didn't play so sloppy, we win by 30+. And if KJ Jefferson didn't miss an entire quarter and a half of play. Frank Boyles and Lou Holtz, what about them? Texas trash, Texas Tech. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It was embarrassing. Let's stay level-headed for sure. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm definitely not going to – I got to go through a whole week to prepare for Georgia. And Georgia on the surface certainly looks they very well could be the best team in the country. I mean, that is an argument that should be on the table. I'm not saying they're better than Bama for sure, but, I mean, I don't know. They certainly look the part so far this year. I mean, they're smoking people outside of Clemson. Now, I think defensively they've played at Clemson that's really good on defense, or at least they were at the time. But they're going to play another physical defense, plenty of speed. Texas haven't lost Casey Thompson as the starting quarterback. Cool. And you're also in a conference. It's like winning, I don't know, man. What's it like to win in the Big 12? I mean, really, it's nice to win. I'm going to give anybody credit. Arkansas's been down. There's no doubt about that. Arkansas's been, I mean, they've been a dumpster fire until last year. We started to see it come together. And to win any of the Power 5, I use that term loosely here when talking about the Big 12, to be competitive in any of those conferences is saying something. But the Big 12, it's like, I don't know, man. You guys, it's just not a good conference. It's just not. Hogs 40, Shorthorns 21. This is Will Watkins. Hornsby did good, man. Give him another year. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not hating on Hornsby. I think he needed to settle down a little bit. You could tell he was. I mean, you could tell he was a little. It was a big game. It was loud. The penalties were unreal. I mean, 21 total penalties in this game. 20 is right. 21 was it 21 or 22? Yeah, 21 total penalties. I mean, it's sloppy game. Big 12 is the SEC's little sister. They're not related. They're like the family that no one even recognizes. They pull up and they're like, "Who the hell are you?" Texas is undefeated in Texas. You know who else is undefeated in Texas? You know who owns your state? I know who. My bad. Stepsisters is Cameron. I know who's undefeated against Texas schools. Mr. T-Dub, we need a post-game call-in show. It's easier said than done, man. I know you talk about that a lot. It's something right now that. So it's it's understandable to lose momentum when your starting quarterback gets hurt for sure, and we know that's exactly what happened today. That is exactly what happened today. KJ got hurt. They're putting a whooping on these guys. Again, you had 11.5 yards per play in the first half. In the second half, that drops down to 3.3 yards per play. I wonder why. Not just Could it have something to do with not having your starting quarterback, who, by the way, was having an all-conference, an all-American type first half against what I think is a pretty quality defense at Texas A&M? Oh, man. King of the Anthills. Yay. Go Texas in the Big 12. Pew, pew. Oh, wait, that's Oklahoma State, isn't it? Hogs 40, Shorthorns 21. Will's just going to drive that home, isn't he? We had another super chat. Hogs Agri-Teach. Hogs Agri-Teach 89. Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. I get them all mixed up. They're all Cowboys down there, right? Oh, man. Let's just say your backup quarterback couldn't make our third string. Hornsby just doesn't have the size and power of KJ, but he has the speed. He takes up 10 yards really quick, and I really hope we get to see more of him, just not under these circumstances, right? Bleeding orange. Oh, man. I'll say this. At least he's at least Texas boy's taking it on the chin. You know, he's not to hell with you guys and then rolls out a chat like we've seen some other fans do. We pissed Texas off and we beat them, and now they're beating the hell out of everybody. They are. And they look a lot better. There's no doubt they're better at quarterback. But what happened, and I think Arkansas still wins that game no matter what. I mean, kudos to them. They've got it figured out. They've definitely made adjustments. Sarkisian is a hell of a play caller. You'll never hear me say otherwise. Arkansas gave both Texas schools some equality of a beatdown. Oh, my God. All right. Why? I mean, Chad this is just gold. You guys are giving me gold. I love it. Yeah. A Texas boy gets my respect. All the others talk shit about the Razorbacks, then disappeared. They did. Ty Sark needs to stand up all game. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you mean. Arkansas was the better team. The trenches won the game. You could say you can pressure the quarterback with 3 linemen. Yeah, and they did that today too. They did that against A&M. Serious question, what is a realistic finish this season? I'm sticking with 8-4. You know, I am. I've still got questions for Georgia. Ole Miss does look, I mean, offensively, we know they're legit. I mean, Lane Kiffin's got those guys rocking on offense. I think LSU, if you watch the LSU Mississippi State game, that told you everything. Those two programs, oh man. But you know how this works though. LSU will show up to the game and they'll give Arkansas. It's very similar to the A&M Arkansas game. It's very similar. LSU could be down and out, doesn't matter. And for whatever reason, they just find a way to beat Arkansas. I'm not saying that happens, so don't panic. But it's just another one of those games. That's why I don't care if LSU is nothing but freshmen across the board, brand new coaching staff, new AD, they're all freshmen. I don't care. I would still pick that game as a coin flip. It's just a tough game to analyze. It's a tough game to come in and say, well, Arkansas, I mean, yeah, they should be favored, right? And they should be favored, especially at this point, but it doesn't matter. Fayetteville, Little Rock, at their place, it doesn't matter where you play those guys. They show up for that game and they find ways. And they could say the same thing for Arkansas, especially in the Houston Nutt and Bobby Petrino years. And, you know, a couple times under Brent Bielema. I mean, it's not like LSU owns Arkansas. I'm not saying that. You know, they don't have this horrendous losing streak like they had to A&M. It's so good to see that losing streak fall. The next losing streak that's got to fall is Missouri for sure. Should have beat LSU a year ago. And COVID got a hold of their defensive line, and you had nobody. You had nobody outside of Jonathan Marshall and a whole bunch of true freshmen to rotate in for that game across the entire defensive line. It was, yeah. Wake you up when Arkansas beats Bama and LSU. They should have beat them a year ago. What are you talking about? Like, Arkansas had a huge chunk of their roster missing a year ago, and they still damn near, and they should have beaten LSU, and they had some awful calls go LSU's way. What are you talking about? You must be like 12. I don't know. Arkansas only thinking about Georgia. Yeah, for sure. The head coach looks nervous, and he squats all the time. Oh, Sark does? Are you talking about Sarkisian? Why not Arkansas? They look like a complete team to me, says Shaheed Mustafa. That call from the Auburn game, though. I watched mostly. I watched that Missouri game today. I don't know if you guys got a chance to catch that, but Missouri. I'm ready for that win streak to come to an end. It's embarrassing that it's there to begin with. Mizzou fell today. If you guys missed it, they lost to Boston College 41-34. Their other loss was to Kentucky. They lost that one 35-28. Their defense is not good. They get pushed around. Boston College had like 200-something yards on the ground. They're about to get rocked. If Arkansas could stay healthy going into that game at that point in the season, Mizzou is about to get ran the hell over. Wow, some of y'all are getting hit by YouTube now. All right, I'm gonna go watch. Well, my kids are gonna camp outside in the backyard, so I get to help them set that up. Then I'm gonna watch some football. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Oh my gosh! I mean, I know everybody did. Maybe outside of the Texas fans. For sure, great game by Arkansas. They found a way to respond. Did I miss a super chat? I apologize. If I missed a super chat, you guys tag me at Pigtrail. I feel like I missed a super chat. I mean, this comment section is just, you can't keep up. We got Will Watkins, Hog. I got T-Dub. I feel like we missed somebody. So if I did, make sure you tag me or hit me up on the next one. Love your content, man. Keep up the good Arkansas coverage. I appreciate that. I really do. Hit the like button. Yeah, we're almost at 200 likes. See you later, Ty. Great show outside of Texas, boy. Well, we'll just there. He's in. I think I got him in timeout. Did it work? Yep. He's in timeout. You are timed out. Sorry, man. All right. I can handle it, but when it becomes the entire show, like then we got to put a stop to it. Awesome content, Ty. I appreciate that. Randall Hunt. How you doing, man? Randall, hope you're doing well. You guys enjoy the rest of the night. What a game. The losing streak to A&M is over. Arkansas, 4-game win streak. They're on a streak of their own, hoping to make it 5-0 against Georgia. That is a very, very tall order. So, again, we're going to do, remember, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 o'clock. We do these post-game shows after every game. Basketball season, someone asked me about that. I don't know how we're going to do basketball season. We're going to cross that bridge when we get to it, but I'm going to try and cover every one of those games. That's going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to covering the Hogs. Post games. Of course, I'm going to cover every game, but post games, doing post games for all this for every single game, assuming we have the ability to watch them all. So, has Ty ever TO'd anyone? I have, long time ago. Someone, I forgot what they were doing in chat. They were just, yeah. When you go the entire show, then I'm gonna put you in timeout. All right. Woo Pig Suey. Whoop. Go Hogs. Excited. I'm not going to be sleeping tonight. I'm probably just going to watch football and, I don't know, keep an eye on the kiddos as they're in the backyard camping. They've never done this before, and they're in for a very rude awakening. My kids are not outdoorsy. They need to be, but they're not. But they think they're going to be able to rough it tonight in the backyard. So I'm going to go deal with that, watch some football, and yeah. Enjoy the rest of my weekend. You guys do the same. And shout out to the sponsors, of course, Direct Service Overhead and Stated Apparel. You guys remember those links are provided for you down below. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Like the stream. And yeah, I'll see you on the Monday show at 11 o'clock a.m. Woo pig suey! You gotta love it. What a day. What a day! Yes! Go Hogs, baby!